This episode is for anyone that's tired of working in a laundromat or dry cleaners or a fast food restaurant and wants to have the freedom and flexibility to do what you want and when you want. Through this episode, our guest today was able to purchase a dry cleaning business because of his ability and freedom and flexibility through real estate. My name is Ryan Haywood. Back in 2019, I did a 30-day wholesaling challenge, and I got my first deal done in 14 days. Since then, I've gone on to do over 450 transactions.
And my name is David Lecko. I created the software called DealMachine that's helped over 10,000 people close their very first wholesale deal in all 50 states. And our guest today made $40,000 on his first deal. And, I mean, how long would that take to earn working at a laundromat? Maybe a whole year. He made it in just a few months. And then he was able to buy a laundromat, make it more profitable, and it's just he's having a ton of fun playing Monopoly in real life. I know you guys are going to enjoy this episode. So, Alex, how much did you make on your first wholesale deal?
I feel like I got lucky. I made $40,000 on my first wholesale deal. It was a tax foreclosure.
Oh my
Yeah.
Are you?
I'm super serious, dude. It was luck of the draw, really. A tax foreclosure sale came up. Right place, right time. Met a young lady, and such she couldn't pay the taxes on her house. She owed like $20,000, and I gave her that hope that she needed to get the house paid up and put some money in her pocket. It was a good feeling, actually.
Wait, how'd you find her?
So I pulled a tax foreclosure list. Funny enough, I was using DealMachine at the time as well, so I was doing some driving for dollars. Found her on my driving for dollars list, but also noticed she was on the tax foreclosure list.
Okay. So that means she hasn't paid her taxes, and the government was going to kind of auction off her interest in the property, right?
Right. So in Kansas, that's my market, a seller has 5 years to pay their property taxes. If that homeowner does it, then the city will auction off their property and essentially lose the house.
Got it. So you caught her before that process happened, right? She was not being auctioned off. You caught her because her house looked down. You got in touch with her. How did you get in touch with her?
I got in touch with her through Instagram. So I went through the normal process.
What? You found her driving for dollars, and she was on the tax delinquent list. How did you reach out via Instagram? How did you find her there?
So looking at the public records, everybody's name is listed as a property owner. Couldn't get a hold of her via skip tracing. Left a sticky note on the door knocked her apartment, no answer. And then finally I was like, hey, look, there's got to be a way. This young lady's 24 years old. She has an Instagram account. DM'd her. I'm in her DMs for the right reasons, and we got a deal locked up.
Okay, got it. Wow, dude, that's insane. That's crazy. Okay, so $40,000. I'm just trying to wrap my head around what that must have felt like, right? What were you doing before you actually were wholesaling?
So before I was wholesaling, I actually worked at a financial institution, payday loan. I was a program analyst. So I did programming and coding. That was my 9 to 5 right there. And I'd been in corporate America for about 8 years up until that point. And I started wholesaling part-time. My lunch break and after work.
Okay. Wow. So are you still doing it during your lunch break?
I don't have a lunch break anymore. I work for myself.
Here you go. All day is your lunch.
It's like the classic.
All day.
People want to work for themselves so they have more time, but then you spend more time working.
Exactly. You think you're going to have time freedom in a sense, and you do, but I'm choosing to allocate my time to growing my own personal wealth and business instead of, Netflix and chilling. So
You're still doing what you want. And I think that is the gift that being an entrepreneur gives, is we don't have to go to the office at 8:00 and work till 5. We get to. And once you start doing that and you're making a $40,000 check, you're a little bit more motivated to do that. You want to do that versus spending 8 hours in an office to get $200 for the day.
Exactly. the return on investment's huge, right? And I mean, I wouldn't change it for anything, right? I'm grateful for the opportunity that I was given. And, real estate's been life changing. So just being able to do what I want to do every single day, I wake up with a passion. That's what I love.
Love that. It's easy to be passionate about something when it also pays well, right?
Right. Exactly.
So what are some of the other aspects though, right? So now you said you had a lunch, but now you don't have a lunch. So you have more freedom, but you have less time. So it's obviously making you very happy. You're probably making more, but I guess ultimately we all just want control over when we take our lunch and et cetera, right? Is that more what it's like all about?
Exactly. Yeah. Just being able to control what I do with my time and, having the luxury to, if I want to take an extended vacation, I don't need to ask my boss. I just have a conversation with myself, make sure I have all my ducks in a row and then take that time off. Like just being able to go to, I like to travel to Lake of the Ozarks. So I just took my family there for, a little over 2 weeks, but not having that option, at the day job, you got 2 weeks, 3 weeks with the PTO, just being able to allocate what I want to do, the time that I want to do it, what I want to do when I do. So, but I enjoy working.
Okay. Gotcha. Well, I know about the Lake of the Ozarks, okay? I grew up in St. Louis, so I know it's an incredible man-made lake, and it's pretty baller. It's almost like being on the ocean with some of the boats that are out there.
Oh, yeah. It feels like you are kind of in a huge pool of water, and there's a lot of open space, but, you still get the dock. Spend some time in nature, too. I know you've been to probably Branson, it sounds like, and the terrain.
Yeah, I grew up there. Yes, sir. So are you doing this all on your own, or do you have partners?
So I started the company solopreneur for the first 2.5 years. I did this running and gunning my own deals, and I've built up a team of 12 individuals. I have 12, yeah. I have VAs in Central America and the Philippines. I've got staff locally that run my dispositions and acquisitions. And then I'm more of a CEO, COO type at this point, just continuing to scale.
Dude, congratulations. I mean, that is a level that few achieve. It's so great to see you do. So what type of deal flow are you doing right now, right, to keep all that staff busy?
And that's a really good question. A lot of deals, especially in a tertiary market like mine in Kansas. Last year, we did 112 transactions. This year, we're slated to do around 110 to 120. And that's the deal flow that I need to be able to cover my overhead, my staff, and be able to net a good return. I'm running at about a 34% profit margin. So it's a pretty healthy business.
Dude, I love that you know that number in particular. What are some of the other key numbers in your business that you do know that you could share that might be helpful for somebody starting out? Like specifically like, oh man, I know we do 2,000 phone calls to get a deal or something, anything like that.
Yeah, no, one really good KPI I think people should track are conversations per day. On the average for us, if we're having 20 conversations a day, that equates to between 2 and 3 appointments a week, which nets us 1.5 contracts per month. So I think that's where it starts, and just picking up the phone, having quality conversations with people, and putting your name out there, telling people about what you do, asking for referrals. And I think another metric would be how many appointments you're setting throughout the week, month, and then also as you scale, being able to dial in your marketing KPIs, really, because this is a marketing and sales business. So tracking how much you're spending in marketing, what your cost per lead is, and cost per contract, really drive change, quarter over quarter.
Hey guys, if you know you want to quit your job in the next 3 months, make sure you're subscribed to this podcast because we've got some incredible frameworks with step-by-step instruction that you're not going to want to miss. Also, leave us a rating and review to let us know your favorite parts and why you want to get financial freedom.
Got it. Wow. So some of those cost per contract would include, obviously, all your marketing expenses, your expenses for the 12 individuals that you're paying, right, to handle specific parts of your business. So if you could zoom back out, like how many deals had you done before you even brought on one person to come help out with a certain part of your business?
Oh, for sure. First year, numbers kind of fuzzy still, but I did around 6 to 7 deals progressively. And that was all just guerrilla marketing, driving for dollars, cold calling, and texting. And then my second year in business, I did around 20 plus transactions while still maintaining a full-time job. Third year, I got that up to around 38 to 40 transactions. And then the fourth year, that's when things really took off. And I invested a lot back into the business to get to 112. So,
what was the biggest change you noticed from year 2 to your last year where you're doing 112?
Delegating more and bringing on a team, right? Because we talk about time freedom and being able to, put yourself in seats that are most important. Having somebody come on as an acquisition manager was critical to my growth and being able to buy back some of that time. Because when you're out in the streets running appointments, belly to belly like we are, you're really strapped for time. So that bought me back about 5 to 6 hours, a day almost in drive time.
Yeah. So, what piece of it do you enjoy the most? Out of the wholesaling process, what's your favorite piece?
I still love running acquisitions. That's one of my favorite pieces. My second favorite piece is really pouring into the young guys that put their faith in me to help them grow as salesmen, as individuals in life, and seeing their growth and taking a young man that was planning on becoming a firefighter, making 30, 40 grand a year and helping him make over 6 figures his first year of working with me. So that's given me a lot of satisfaction, being a good leader for the people and being that guy that I didn't have when I came up through the ranks.
Man, Ryan, what a cool scaling story. Kind of reminds me of yours.
It does, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of similarities, especially in the time, what has happened over the course of the years. Your first year is this, your second year is this. And I mean, even to the point, my favorite piece is acquisitions. It's the one thing that I still do day in and day out. Yesterday I went on 2 appointments, got 2 contracts. That's the piece, and that's the freedom, again, kind of going back to having the ability to do what you want. Like, I don't like doing dispositions. I don't like doing marketing. I don't like doing any of those things. But if you put me on an appointment, I know that my ability to connect with people and my ability to negotiate are my 2 strong suits. So I get to put those to work each day, and it's fun. I don't get bored. Versus doing what I used to do. There's times you'd spend hours doing sales for selling internet, and you just get bored with it. I don't feel like I get bored here because I choose to do what I'm doing.
Yeah, I like that, actually. Just choosing what you get to do and leaning into your strengths. That's the best thing what a person can do.
Yeah.
So you said you started wholesaling and now you've gone on to do some other things like flipping, right? Anything else that you're doing? And can you explain why you started adding in flipping to your business?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think the path of a traditional real estate investor is always, or not, I shouldn't say always, but wholesaling is kind of the gateway drug of real estate investing, at least for me it was. And then scaling up, you realize that you need more tools in the tool belt to be able to continue to do business. So adding fixing and flipping, adding creative financing, adding the novation strategy helps you scale and to monetize the lead flow that you do have to do more business. So instead of, making lowball cash offers and praying that you can do the wholesale deal, you can capture some of those leads that you would have thrown away. And that's really why I implemented the different strategies. It's just to continue growing and also noticing a trend within the marketplace as boomers, get older and they are retiring. There's a need to liquidate the assets that they have, not only in real estate, but in business. So we're seeing a big need in business selling and whatnot. We have a lot of leads actually coming in where a homeowner has an underlying commercial property, but they're also interested in selling the business with it. So,
Whoa, what kind of business are we talking about?
So I'll give you one example. We one of my acquisition managers partnered up with me, and we found an off-market dry cleaners. So we purchased a dry cleaning company using the same tools that we did wholesaling and flipping, direct to seller marketing, having quality conversations and connecting with people, putting it under contract under seller finance terms. We were able to purchase this dry cleaning with financing in place from the seller. And, we've got a profitable business that's going to scale that I'm not an operator in. I don't go to the cleaners unless I want to drop off a shirt or two. So
got it.
Yeah.
Is it 34% profitable?
Not yet. There was a lot of, so we just acquired that within the last 6 months. Profitability was actually break even when we started. So we've incorporated some marketing techniques, getting a Google business page up, getting a Facebook page up, driving traffic to those pages and doing some local marketing to get more business. So our hope is that by the end of this quarter and next quarter, we'll be at a 20% profit margin.
Which sounds like you
better than we're
cleaned up on that deal.
Yeah, we did. We did super well. And then it's a boring business, right? But boring businesses make money.
Right.
So that's exciting to see how wholesaling could start you on this path, but really expand to a lot of other exciting things, right? So that's a really cool part of your story.
Thanks, man.
So where are you wanting to go from here? What's a goal or something that you're very excited about, kind of like a next milestone?
I think the next milestone for me in my business is, again, just focusing on that, time aspect of it. I'm looking at hiring an executive assistant to help me take off the load because I've got a lot of administrative on my plate, and delegate that off to be able to buy some time back to go deeper into the business buying and commercial real estate. So, and really just, one day maybe being in that owner's box and having multiple businesses. But until then, putting systems and processes in place, over the next 6 months, I should have every, org chart, SOP, process map dialed in so that one day I can put people in the right seats. That's my goal this year.
Right. It's so important as a leader to clarify what people's responsibilities are, how they should do their job, et cetera. So it's great. Yeah, I've definitely been that with just the one business that I have, but I know that it gives people confidence when they know what's expected of them, who to go to for what. So that's very smart of you to do that. Where can people find you on social media other than your dry cleaners Facebook page? Probably had somebody doing that.
Oh, yeah. You can find me on Instagram. Lex the Godson is my handle. I'm on Facebook also. And then in my Instagram, I've got a link tree. You guys can book a call with me if anybody's interested in connecting with me personally or just reaching out. You can always shoot me a DM.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Alex, for your time. Really appreciate it. And I look forward to publishing this. Should be out next week.
Awesome. Hey, appreciate you, David and Ryan. It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks for listening to the DealMachine Real Estate Investing Podcast. Please leave us a review and follow along wherever you're listening to your podcast.